Yo. So in the last video, I did an honest review on the Magu Magu no Mi, and similar to the Gura video, it received a ton of support. A lot of research goes into doing these videos because I don't have every fruit, nor do I have the time to get every fruit, so I try to make my information as accurate as possible, and according to many of you guys, I did just that. Shout out to my guy Dion who suggested this video with some wild takes and also helped in filming. Today we'll be reviewing the Hiei no Mi, also known as the ice fruit or the chili fruit. And before we start, I made a playlist for you guys to easily access each review that I upload, so hopefully you find it useful as I upload videos over time. And also 98% of you guys are not subscribed, so please subscribe to this video if you find it entertaining, and also make sure to drop a like. So let's get straight into it. So similar to the last two videos, we'll be rating Hiei no Mi's strength, utility, rarity, and tradability throughout the community. So let's start it off with strength. The first thing to note is that Hiei really does not excel when it comes to raw damage compared to other legendary fruits. It's pretty average, but what makes it a potential death trap is the insane number of stuns that it has, obviously due to it being ice. If you're a person that can quickly switch between using moves and a weapon, then you may want to consider using Hiei for its stun lock capabilities alone. However, due to that being one of its only outstanding traits for its moves, I'm gonna have to give it strength a 7. I did some research on the wiki and the writers seem to agree with me in saying that the damage really is nothing special. However, one thing to note for you infinite combo creators is that Hiei has a block breaking iframe move, which is Frostblade. My friend Dion and I did some light farming just to see how effective this can be when it's paired with a fighting style, and it was actually pretty decent considering that he's only level 390. But once again, due to the stunning being its only amazing trait, Hiei earns a 7. Moving on to utility, an important fact is that Hiei is a Logia, which means you will receive a Logia bar that enables you to passively phase non-hockey physical attacks. This can obviously come in handy for grinding, but it also makes Hiei interesting for people with bad hockey management and PvP. Also, as stated previously, Hiei specializes in stun moves, which makes it easier for playing against fast targets. However, if the target has an ice necklace, then the time that they're stunned for is reduced. Regardless, Hiei is still really good for farming and grinding. On top of those battle benefits, Hiei also has some useful perks outside of combat, one of the most notable being that it enables the user to walk directly on the water. Hiei is one of the two fruits that allow the user to walk on the water, with the other one being Magu. However, the water walking cannot be accessed when you're falling at an extreme speed. What island is he on?
Sphinx Island. Yo!
Yo! Yo! I saw your little ice thing disappear.
I fell too fast.
Putting that to the side, Hiei also has the ability Ice Bike, which is one of the fastest modes of transport in the entire game. The only downside is that the move takes a ton of stamina, so if you're using it, be sure to have good regen and a high stamina cap. But with everything that I've seen from Hiei, the utility honestly comes up to a 9. It's a useful fruit to have, and I wouldn't recommend soloing with it like a Magu, but it is great to have a Hiei user on your team because the stuns are godly for farming, and the fruit itself has a lot of good perks. Next up is Rarity, and this one's pretty quick because I can easily give Hiei a 10. The perks that it offers are substantially better than most of the rare fruits, and it can't really be placed into mythical due to the lack of damage. If it had better strength, honestly I think I'd argue that it could have been placed into mythical, but because it doesn't, I'm gonna have to leave it in legendary. So the placement is obviously a 10. And finally we have the tradability of Hiei. As with all legendary fruits, Hiei obviously isn't valued at nothing, but surprisingly it's not as valuable as you'd think it is, despite having all the perks that I listed before. It classes somewhere around Gura and Zushi, which is still good, but I find it to be pretty underpriced. A few sources online agreed with me on this one, noting that the Sea Beast farming capabilities were pretty good and the PvP perks, but I guess not everybody agrees with that. So due to that, I'm gonna have to give the tradability a 7. I really want this fruit to go up in value because I personally see the benefits in having a Hiei user on my team, but I guess not as many people see how good it can be. Now with all the ratings combined, Hiei comes up to an 8.25 out of 10. That's honestly pretty accurate to what I'd rate it even prior to making this video, so I'm not surprised that it came up to that. If you guys agree with the rating, let me know in the comments, and if you don't, let me know what you'd change around. If you can't tell, I actually do respond and read a lot of the comments because I'm always curious about what you think about the fruits. But as always, comment what fruit you guys want next, make sure to like and subscribe with post notifications on, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.